Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson, and today we're going to go over our review worksheet F3a, and we're going to make sure we know how to do these problems because the test is tomorrow. I want to make sure we are familiar with all the different standards and topics. Let's look at question number 1. Name the property of multiplication that is shown by the equation 4x times 1 equals 4x. This has a 1 and we are multiplying, so this is the identity property of multiplication. Identity property of multiplication. Let's look at question 2. Use the distributive property to write -2 times n plus 9 as an equivalent expression. You're going to take -2 times n and -2 times 9. -2n plus -18. You could also write it as -2n minus 18. Both would be counted as correct answers on the test tomorrow if you with a subtraction sign or adding a negative sign. Let's look at number 3. Name the property of addition that is shown by the equations. 3 plus b equals b plus 3. Here the numbers moved around, they commuted. So this is the commutative property of addition, because they are adding. In problem 4, it wants us to simplify this expression. The first thing you're going to do is get rid of your subtraction signs. Add the opposite, add the opposite. Now, you're going to have 8 times 3x plus 8 times 2. Now, for this one, you're going to have -4 times 2x plus -4 times 5. Once again, here the 8 visited the 3x and it visited the -2. Forgot to put the -2 in there. Here you have -4 times 2x and -4 times 5. Now let's simplify what we have here. 8 times 3x is 24x, plus 8 times -2 is -16. -4 times 2x is -8x, plus -4 times 5 is -20. Now we're going to combine our like terms. We have 24x plus -8x. That will simplify to a 16x. And you have -16 plus a -20. That will give you a -36. So 16x plus -36 or you will have 16x minus 36. Either one of the answers here would be correct. Now let's go on to number 5. Identify the next 3 terms in the arithmetic sentence. In this problem, they are just adding 4. That's right. 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 plus 4 is 17, 17 plus 4 is 21. The next 3 terms, 21 plus 4, 25. 25 plus 4, 29. 29 plus 4, 33. Number 6. Find the greatest common factor of 14ab and 7a. Well, right now it's obvious they both have an a. So we know it's going to contain an a. Now let's look at our number, our coefficient. What will divide a 14 and a 7? That's right, 7 will. So your greatest common factor will be 7a. There's a 7a here, and there's a 7a there. So the greatest common factor is 7a. Let's look at this problem in number 7. The first thing you're going to do is get rid of your subtraction sign. Add the opposite. Now let's combine like terms. Negative 12x plus 4x. I am moving them around. The commutative property allows us to move them around. Plus 6 plus 12. And we're also moving our parentheses. Whoops, I want that one to go there. So let's say, here we go. And 6 plus 12. Negative 12x plus 4x will leave you with a negative 8x. And 6 plus a negative 12 will leave you with a negative 6. So your answer could be negative 8x plus negative 6, negative 8x minus 6. Both answers will be counted correct. Number 8. This one is tricky. Don't let a problem like this cause you problems tomorrow. First, get rid of your subtraction signs. Add the opposite. Add the opposite. Add the opposite. Now, remember, this negative sign right here is going to be a negative 1 times each element in there. A negative 1. Okay, so we have 7x plus negative 10 plus, now, we're going to take a negative 1 times negative 6x and a negative 1 times negative 8. Negative 1 times negative 6x plus negative 1 times negative 8. So we will have 7x plus negative 10 plus negative 1 times negative 6x is positive 6x plus negative 1 times negative 8 is positive 8. Combine your terms. 7x plus 6x, 13x plus negative 10 plus a positive 8, adding your constants, a negative 2. 13x plus negative 2, you could have 13x minus a 2. Make sure you always look for the problems here. When you have a subtraction sign in between your parentheses, you will then take a negative 1 times each one of the terms in the parentheses. Be very careful with that. Let's go on now to the back side of this worksheet. Number 9. Gloria bought each of her 3 younger siblings a movie ticket. Find the total cost of the movie tickets if each ticket is $9.75. Justify your answer using the distributive property. Okay, so in this problem, Gloria, she bought each of her 3 siblings a movie ticket. So she buys 3 movie tickets. And they're $9.75. For here, you would have, if you were to use the distributive property, 3 times 10 minus 25 cents. $10 minus 25 cents gives you $9.75. So you would then have 30 minus 75 cents, and you end up with the answer of $29.25. Now, if there's a question like this on the test, I'm going to be honest, I am not going to be looking for the distributive property for this particular problem. If you just want to do $2 or $9.75 times 3, you're going to get the same answer for that particular problem. As long as you get the answer $29.25, that will be fine. I'm not going to be looking for the distributive property. I don't think there's a problem like that on your test tomorrow. But it's always good to know how to do that. Now let's look at number 10. This is another one of those tricky ones, similar to number 8. First, get rid of your subtraction signs. Add the opposite. Okay, 6a is going to stay the same. Now, you're going to take the negative 2 times a and the negative 2 times negative 1. Negative 2 times a plus negative 2 times negative 1. Let's simplify this expression. 6a plus negative 2a plus 2. 6a plus a negative 2a gives you 4a, and the answer is 4a plus 2. Let's look at problem number 11. Evaluate the expression. This just means find the answer. So 4 times 9 minus 16 will give you 7, a negative 7. And 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. Evaluate the expression if b equals 6 and d equals 5. That'll be 7 times 6. It's not a 76. 7 times 6 minus 5 times 5. 7 times 6 is 42. 5 times 5 is 25. 42 minus 25 equals 30. Number 13. Replace b with 6, a with 2. This will be 10 times 6 over 2. 60 divided by 2 equals 30. You know what? I've written the wrong answer down for number 12. That is not 30. I wrote down the answer for number 13. Oh my goodness. 42 minus 25 gives you the answer of 17. 42 minus 25 is 17. I'm sorry about that, kids. I'm sure you were thinking, it's wrong, fix it. I caught it. Number 14, Marty bought a shirt for $9.50. Sandals for $15.50, shorts for $11.75, and sunscreen for $5.25. Use mental math to find the total amount he spent. On this problem, just figure it out however you want to. What I would do is I add my 50 cents together, making it 1. So then I would have a 9 plus 15 plus 1. And 11 plus 5 is 16. And 75 plus 25 is also a 1. So you would end up with 9 plus 15 is 24, plus 1 is 25, plus 16 is 41, plus another one, $42. If there's a problem that asks you to do mental math, I'm not going to make you explain that problem on the test tomorrow either. It'll take too long. And so I just want you to be careful and take your time. Explain why the expression cannot be factored. Now this is one, there is a problem similar to this. And why can it not be factored? Well, the greatest common factor of 7 and 5 is 1. And there is not an x in the term 5. It's just a consonant. So the reason you'll put why it cannot be factored, the greatest common factor of this is 1. The GCF of 7 and 5 is 1. If the GCF of the two terms is 1, the expression cannot be simplified. Sorry about the interruption. So that is what you would write. The greatest common factor, if it's 1, the expression cannot be simplified. And it also here, there's only, the x is only with the 7. There is not an x with the 5. So they, once again, you could not have that. It just can't be simplified. Okay, so after this worksheet, there is a review for the test, F3a. I'm sure you'll do a fabulous job. Make sure you watch the video from Friday. It goes over how to review F2a, and that one is very similar to the problems on the test. It's very similar to the form F2a with questions from F3a and F1a, but they are, on the test, it's the form B. Okay, have a good evening, good day, and I will see you next week.